in Atlanta, Georgia. I didn't realize how many of our Cooper Street families have moved to Atlanta, and they started a page, a Facebook, and I'm not up with technology, but we have the support throughout, and everyone is saying the same thing. Out of all those names, everyone, whether it was government employee, no matter who it was to give the community a chance to save the center with a new director and allow us to have 1 year to do that. And then if we can't do it, then the Community Center would consider collaborating with an agency to provide the services that the community feels it needs help provided because of lack of funds. Thank you.
Okay, before Mr. White comes up, at this time, if anyone has any questions for Ms. Callwood and her plan, feel free at this time to ask.
I don't necessarily have a question, just more of a comment. My kids have been here about 5 years now. I understand the community wanting to hold on to it as a community center, but it seems like, over the last 51 years, this place was established for the children. So, is the focus lost off the children? If this is, I'm not clear.
Okay, and that might be because I said community center and I didn't stress the role of that community center. As mentioned in the history, Cooper Street it started off as a recreation center. It was where the young people came to hang out. They had dances, all that fun stuff. That's how it started. But in 1986, they added Study Partners program, which is a program that your kids, that helps you with help them with their homework to reinforce what was taught at school. So it is a recreation and educational community center. Yeah, it's always been that. Yeah.
Right, and I understand, but I guess what I'm trying to say is it shouldn't. I understand the community's point of view, I do, but it shouldn't matter as long as it's benefiting the children. The center should stay open however means necessary, as long as the children are continuing to be benefited. And in this year that it may take to save the center, what happens within that year when there's still progress to be made, there's still progress going, but in that year, what happens when we lose more or when less is done for the kids because they don't have the funding in the next year?
Okay, I truly understand and appreciate the question. What we're suggesting, the strategy was suggesting because the center has no money. I shouldn't say that because I was told it does have some money, but it doesn't have enough to last for this school year. So what we have come up with is understanding that we're going back to our past. The center was started with individuals volunteering their time, and so the community and some of the staff have already said they're going to do whatever they need because you're right, as a parent, our first priority is the children. Our first priority is making sure that there's not a gap in service. So that's why our hope is that we can keep things going, yes, because we do not want a gap in the lives of our children. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Any further questions? Or, no? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
How do you plan to fund it for the next year? If you don't have the funds now, where do you expect to get them for the next year?
Okay. Back in the 90s, when we ran the center, and that's what we were talking about, rebuilding those relationships. Most of the funds before the 21st century, the center was heavily funded not only by the city and the county, which I was told those funds are now ran through United Way, and what we found out is, I think it was last year, their funds were reduced tremendously. If I remember correctly, speaking with Ms. Carey recently, From the city of Punta Gorda, I believe they received, they went from like $15,000 to $7,000 something. They went from receiving $90,000 from the county to now getting, I believe it's $40-something thousand. So as you can see, that's a major gap. That's more than half of the funds the center was getting. But yet, under Ms. Nurse's leadership, the center, it still met the needs of the parents. They still provided the service. And we're saying that we will continue to do that. And the funds will come because we have a lot of the individuals that we just lost contact because we didn't need their money because we were getting another fund. We had a nice funder, so we didn't need the other funds. And so we just need to rebuild those relationships. I've spoken to a few of them, and they've called us because they were hearing the news that, oh, the center's closing. And for us, it's not closing. We're working on saving it. And if it means collaborating, that's what we have to do. But the collaboration is what we're thinking will have to be one that's going to generate income to bring in to pay for the other programs that we're considering, that we're providing. So the resources there is just rebuilding those relationships, that, letting them know that, we're here, we're still here, we still need your support. The cause is still the same. The mission hasn't changed. Our main focus is the children, their families, and the seniors. And it's not just, I'm almost positive Ms. Nurse will tell you all that, and it's always been that way in the past, I want to say probably 12, 15 years. The majority of the kids that attend Cooper Street, they're not from this neighborhood. The financial support that comes to Cooper Street, it's not from this neighborhood, it's from the community, the people that care and believe in the services and rendered by the staff of Cooper Street that have their kids come over the bridge to come here or from wherever they come from, because they know they're getting quality service. So we're just asking a chance to get the funds in based on the people that have called us and the size. We should be able to at least, by the end of the year, bring our income back up to where it was when I was there last, which was in 2004. And that was about 196, 197, which is more than enough for, to meet our needs. And providing quality services, recreational and educational.
Are you saying that you've gotten some promising feedback already?
Yes, we have some feedback of business owners that used to support us, and actually one of them, I had to say, no, we didn't go anywhere, we just got blessed, and we didn't need the funds, and what we just, it's like me, when I'm rolling in dough, there's certain things I don't do because I'm rolling in dough, but we just lost contact, and it was not intentionally. It was just that we had this nice source of funding, and we really were blessed. The center was blessed tremendously. And it's just now, we gotta start back over with the growing pains. Unfortunately, we have to start back with growing pains. Yes, ma'am.
The reduction in the number of children, I know you went from about 120 to about 70 children. And I thought that was because there was not enough funding to support the 120 children. But you made it sound a little bit like some moved away, that there were other reasons that kids dropped out of the center. Is there
I think that would probably be a question for leadership. I know, and Ms. North, I hate to put you on the spot, but I know one of the things that was being said was that the facility is now a child care facility, and I don't know if that caused limitation on your staff to participant ratio. No.
The reason why there was a reduction in student population was we had to charge a fee. And many of those parents who had their children here didn't want to spend $50 a month.
that's what I was thinking I understood, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but keep in mind again, our presentation is based on us not yet meeting with the board. We haven't done that yet. Yeah, so our presentation is based on make-believe, if you will. We're going based on rumors, and that's not a good thing to do. I like hard copy. I'm just someone that likes numbers. I like to see paper. That's just me. And unfortunately, we made assumptions, and that's not a good thing. Okay, yeah. Any other questions, Elder Thomas?
I just want to ask a question. Okay. Okay, sorry. I've heard that, when I came in, you saying that, $200-some-thousand you need for running the center per year. And I want to ask, is there anyone here that, in the past, with the same programs and the programs that is not here now, that you said that you would bring, was those programs ran at the magnitude that they are now with less money?
Yes, it was.
Yes, they were. So what we're saying, it can be done. We're just asking for a chance. It can be done. And you know what? Cooper Street is truly, to this day, is truly blessed. They have volunteers. We have to work on getting additional volunteers, but they have some jewels, some gold in their treasure chest. Their volunteers is what really makes them survive the way they have, because your staff, the money, if the grant fund, like in this case, the grant funds got cut tremendously. You went from major 6 digits down to $100 and something thousand dollars. So it dropped down. But what we're saying is the service shouldn't change just because then we get creative in the means. We bring companies in. We have a lot of companies, including FGCU, that they have their service lawn and that used to send people. It's just rebuilding. We just got to rebuild in relationships. It can be done. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because it's not. But it can be done. And it can be done with each one of us, because each one of us, with us making this presentation, I'm sure each one of you thought of a way, whether it's giving a ream of paper or pack a pencil, each one of you thought of a way that you can help the center. Each one of us can do something. Nothing is too small. So, Mr. President, again, on behalf of the community, we're asking you to allow us to do it. Thank you.
Just real quick, there are a few papers that you see posted on the wall around the building. If you get a chance, maybe if it's not until you leave, we are asking for the things that you want to see at this center, the things that you would like this center to offer the community. If you would, grab one of those markers and write it on one of those pieces of paper, we definitely appreciate it. Again, there's water in the back for anyone that wants it, and there's more seats up here in the front here. If you could just not block the doorway in case there needs to be an emergency exit. There's also more seating over here if you'd like to have a seat. Okay, thank you, Ms. Callwood, for that presentation. At this time, we will have Mr. Lynn Dorler with the Boys and Girls Club. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Mr. Wiley is going to come up because, if I understand correctly, Mr. Wiley's questions are for the board, correct?
I have questions that I do have to ask the board to trust any other person that's bring up here to represent. And I would, in order for me to ask my questions to the board, I really need to hear what the board has to say to see what their vision and what they're going to do. Like I said, we have some questions about both the board and the board of the girls. But I can't ask those questions until I hear where they're coming from. They tell me where they're coming from, then I go out to ask my questions. From them. So I don't think this is the appropriate time for me to jump up and make those questions.
Okay. And I'm sorry. And at this time, we'll have Mr. Dorler with the Boys and Girls Club.
Good evening.
I don't know if I need this.
Do I need it? I think I do. I'm pretty loud. I'm Lynn Dorler, Executive Director of Boys and Girls Clubs, and we were asked to present what we could offer this community. And I put together a PowerPoint presentation, and then I have someone who's going to speak to you about Boys and Girls Clubs in communities like this one, and what they can offer, and then I'll take your questions. So, go ahead.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door. A door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong. A place to forge their future. For 100 years, the Boys and Girls Clubs have opened this door for America's youth. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. Did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
And then we're going to keep the lights down so that you can see the slides, because it's, I think our bulb is already ready to blow and it's kind of pinkish. As you saw in the video, the people who put this video together, those young people in this audience and in this community are the people who will make that next video. Because those are the stars in this community. And that's what Boys and Girls Clubs have to offer. A little history about Boys and Girls Clubs. This organization was formed in 1997 in Charlotte County. It was formed by a group of about 40 community leaders, some of which sat on the